Hello everybody and welcome to Tasu Show, and today we are going to play the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. It's been a while that everybody was waiting for this game. It's a game that was developed on the 3DS by the original writer of the Ace Attorney franchise, Shu Takumi, and it was never released up to now in America, and I think that we also did it in Europe. So there it is, we have that game, and the great news is that it's available on not only on Steam but also on consoles such as the Nintendo Switch. I have the Steam version because that's where it's easier to actually do videos, and I really wanted to record my whole playthrough eventually. Obviously right now I'm just recording with my voice, but eventually my goal is just to record with no commentary. I just want to show the first 30 minutes of a game together. We're gonna play it together. So here we go, the Great Ace Attorney is out at last, and today is the first day. We have a July 27th, 2021. I may put this on my YouTube channel a little bit later, but right now it's a live recording on my Facebook page, so let's get going. Right now what we're going to do is that we're just going to select an adventure, and obviously we have to start with the first one because I never played the first one yet, and it makes sense, we don't want to have any spoil. So let's get started to play the Great Ace Attorney Adventures. I can't believe it's been 6 years that people had to wait to get it. And it's in the old Japan.
After opening its doors, a push for cultural transformation brought great.
I wonder if I can get the Japanese version of a voice.
Far eastern island nation. The revolution washed over the land, making life in the capital exciting and unsettling. It was a period of great change, and some was swept away by the tide.
Alright. And of course we have a murder. Typical of Ace Attorney.
But for one man, the turbulence of that era was just the beginning of an extraordinary story.
Uh-oh, I think it's our main character, so he's already in troubles, the usual. And bienvenue au Le Carnaval, the adventure of a great departure. That's the first chapter. I think I just realized that probably people that are looking at this live may not even hear my voice, because I think I forgot to put it on to have my voice recorded. Yay! Anyway, I'm gonna promote the other version after this playthrough. Alright, 22nd November, 8:43 AM, Supreme Court of Judicature, Defendant's Antechamber 5. Let's get started. Let's see options quickly. Okay, options are just options. You can obviously save, which I will use quite a lot, you'll see. You can have subtitles, there's a certain vibration. I'm actually playing with my Xbox 360 controller with a PC config to make sure that you can have like the borderless resolution and so forth. This key configuration if you want to use the keyboard. Alright. There's a reader, a story mode. I don't want to do the story mode because it's not that it's useless to play the game in story mode, but it's good to try to think and making sure that you understand what you're supposed to do, because there's always that little puzzle element. History show what's happened before, and you can press autoplay to have things autoplay, but I'm gonna do it myself by pressing the A button. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe it, this is happening. How can it be that just beyond the doors to this quiet little chamber is the highest court in Japan, waiting to decide my fate. Alright, we have a bailiff, and now you can see like the history mode. Anyway, bailiff. What? Oh, no, nothing. Ready? Save you glares, murderer. Sorry. Ryunosuke. My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm a second-year student at the Imperial Yume University. 3 days ago, I somehow found myself in the middle of a horrifying incident. And now, here I am, awaiting my trial. That's enough! He's not obliged to listen to such abuse, officer. I don't know who that guy is, but he's a lawyer. You can see the lawyer badge. Bailiff, and who are you? I'm this man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today. Bailiff, lawyer? Yes, and until the judge has given his verdict on the case, no one has the right to treat him as a criminal. So you will hold your tongue. Bailiff, just technicalities. Look at you. You haven't even graduated yet. And yet, I still seem to know better than you how a court officer should behave. I love the sprites in Ace Attorney. You always have this weird thing happening on the characters, and they're always like very anime-esque, and I love it. I just love it. I just think they're always well done. Right, Ryunosuke? Oh, Ryunosuke. Oh, yeah, of course. Sorry. What are you apologizing to me for? Ryunosuke. Oh, no, I suppose that wasn't my fault. But really, Kazuma, I never meant to drag you into this. I'm sorry. Kazuma. Ha 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 ha! There you go again, apologizing. Pretty much like me in life, I always apologize for no reason. Kazuma. Just like always. Ryunosuke. Kazuma. For I must say, you've been all over the newspapers these past few days. Yume University professor murdered in cold blood by student. But obviously, you didn't actually do it, did you? Ryunosuke. Of course not. You have to believe me, I didn't do it. I could never murder someone. Kazuma. Then there's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up, hold your head high. Ryunosuke. You mean... Kazuma. I believe you. I know you're innocent, Ryunosuke. Ryunosuke. Kazuma Asogi, my best friend, also in his second year at Yume University. But he's far more clever than I, a star student in fact. He's even a qualified lawyer, impressive considering he's still... Oh, it went faster, interesting. Kazuma, it's not that impressive. The very concept of lawyers is only a few years old, here in Japan anyway. My qualification don't mean much, yet. Ryunosuke, you said exactly the same thing 3 days ago. But I'm proud to have you... I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma. Truly. 3 days ago. Yes, that's when all this started. Ryunosuke, Congratulations, Kazuma! It looks like you're going to get to study abroad at last. Kazuma, I know, I've been forever dreaming of this day. Finally, those government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and successes in court. Ryunosuke, so you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. I'm really happy for you and proud as a friend. There's not a soul in the university who doesn't know Kazuma's name. He is a living legend. It's like there's some mysterious aura billowing around his temple. Kazuma, I want to bring about change in our own legal system. That's why I have to cross the ocean to see the real thing with my own eyes. Ryunosuke, the heart of the British Empire. I wish I could see it too. Kazuma, then come with me. We'd have a wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's City of London together. Ryunosuke, if only it was that simple. Kazuma, oh dear, look at the time. I better get going. I'd better be going. Ryunosuke, alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a while longer. Kazuma, good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow then, partner. Ryunosuke, it was straight after that when it happened. Asogi, may I have a word? Kazuma, Professor, I didn't know you were coming. Well, this case has personal significance to me. But never mind that for now. Asogi, you should go immediately to the judge's chambers. Kazuma, to his Excellency's chambers? Why? He was looking for you before. Your advocating for the defense in this trial was a sudden decision. It seems there may be some confusion about procedures today as a result. Ryunosuke, who is this man? I feel as though I've seen him at university before. Kazuma, I see. I'll go at once then. I shall accompany you. Kazuma, alright then, Ryunosuke. I'll see you in court. Ryunosuke, yes. Thanks, Kazuma. Ryunosuke. Ryunosuke. This is awkward. If I may... Ryunosuke. Yes! Sorry. You must be the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, I believe. Ryunosuke. Yes! Yes, that's right. Mikotoba. My name is Eugene Mikotoba. I'm a professor of forensic medicine at Yume University. Ryunosuke. Ah, Professor Mikotoba. I've heard that name from Kazuma before. as I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree to Kazuma studying abroad. Mikotaba, Asugi has told me about you. You and he are best friends, I assume. I understand. Ryunosuke, Mikotaba, as such, I feel you should know. Ryunosuke, know what? Mikotaba, well, as you've no doubt heard, Asugi has been granted permission to go and study in Great Britain. However, if he should fail to defend you in today's trial, I'm afraid that permission will be revoked and never granted again. Ryunosuke, what? Mikotaba, as I suspected, you were unaware of this. Mikotaba, I had a feeling Asugi may have chosen not to tell you. Ryunosuke, he's agreed to defend me, knowing that if he fails, his dreams will be shattered. But I don't understand. Why would the government do such a thing? Mikotaba, the administration has to choose from a large number of applicants for overseas studies. It's very difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even in the most favorable of circumstances. Ryunosuke, I don't believe it. But I didn't do it. I swear it. I'm not a murderer. Mikotaba, I'm sure that's true. Nevertheless, I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task. You see, there are certain peculiarities about today's trials. Ryunosuke, sorry? What do you mean? Mikotaba, you'll soon understand once proceedings get underway. Ryunosuke, but then what should I do? Mikotaba, well, naturally, I'm not going to suggest doing anything that could lead to a conviction. Ryunosuke, right, so... Mikotaba, as soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain question to the defense. When that happens, you must answer before anyone else. You must say, I do. Ryunosuke, I do? But what will the question be? Surely not. Do you accept the accusations brought before you? Mikotaba, of course not. Believe, definite. Court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once. Mikotaba, it would seem as surreptitious discussions are to be cut short. So, allow me to summarize. Kazuma Asugi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. Of course, as the defendant, the final decision is yours. What are you waiting for? Do you want to be found guilty for failing to appear? Get moving, there's no point in anyone advocating for the like of you anyway. Ryunosuke, this is it. If this trial goes badly, Kazuma's dream of studying abroad are over, and what's more, I'll be found guilty of murder. And so, with absolutely no idea of what lay ahead, I embarked on that unforgettable trial. My one and only chance of proving my innocence, the trial that would decide my destiny. No little jingle? Well, I guess it's not the time yet. Alright, cool. Now we know the context of why we're gonna be in a court. Hopefully we can actually have some real play, gameplay elements before I stop, because it's already been 20 minutes. Alright, let's get going. 22nd of November, 9 AM. Supreme Court of Judicature, Courtroom 2. Ryunosuke, so this is a courtroom? Kazuma, the Supreme Court of Judicature. No court in the land has more power. Ryunosuke, I don't much like the look of these people sitting in the public gallery. Lots of military and other uniforms in here. Kazuma, the powers that be have demanded that this be a secret trial. Ryunosuke, a secret trial? Kazuma, a trial that's closed to ordinary members of a trial that's closed to ordinary members of the public. Only military and government officials may attend. Ryunosuke, what? But why? Kazuma, it'll become clear in time, but for now, you need to concentrate, Ryunosuke. It's about to begin. The judge looked different, obviously, but as you can see, for those who play Ace Attorney, you always know that one of your main first challenger, which is the prosecutor, the first main prosecutor is always from the same family, and they kind of like have funny pun names that are kind of like showing that they're stupid, dumb, or like that they are not at a high level in a way, or whatever. I don't remember the exact thing, but you will see. We'll see when we go hear the prosecutor. Alright, judge. The court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Ochi. The prosecution is ready, Your Excellency. Kazuma. As is in the defense. Judge, before we begin, there is one point of order I would like to confirm. Yesterday evening, the defense made a last-minute request for a change of advocate. Kazuma, that's correct, Your Excellency. I made the request myself. Judge, normal procedure is for the defendant's advocacy to be decided 2 days prior to trial. As this is an unusual circumstance, I am obliged to ask for final confirmation now. Who advocates for the defendant in this trial? Ryunosuke, this is it. This must be the question. Who's going to defend me? That's the question the professor meant. But then, if I say I do... I need to answer quickly. What should I do? Answer I do or wait and see. We're gonna answer I do, but what I'm gonna do is actually I'm gonna record quickly because I'm curious. We're gonna start with I do, just to see, and then we're gonna do the other one and see what it does, okay? Well, actually, let's do the opposite. Let's do wait and see, and then I will just do the I do later. Wait and see. Ryunosuke, Kazuma is the lawyer here. I can defend myself. If I say I do, it would be tantamount to lying. And I've been accused of murder for goodness sake. This is no time for lies. Guess what? Try to stop fidgeting, Ryunosuke. It's distracting. Ryunosuke. But if I don't say I'll defend myself now, things could end very badly for my friend. Kazuma, Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed. As I'm standing here beside the defendant, I hope it's clear. Yes. Oh. Alright, Ryunosuke decided to do that. Judge, what is the meaning of this unruly burst? Ryunosuke, I would like to inform the court that I, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, will be defending myself. You'll be what? Kazuma, what are you playing at, Ryunosuke? Ryunosuke, Professor Mikotoba told me everything, just now, before the trial. Kazuma, he did what? Ryunosuke, he said that your dream of studying abroad would be dashed if you were to lose. Kazuma, How sad. It means you don't have faith in me. You think I won't be able to get you off. Ryunosuke, no, it's not that really, it's just that, well, on the off chance that things don't go well for me, I couldn't bear to be the reason that you... Yes, I knew that's how you'd feel. Which is exactly why I decided not to tell you. Professor Mikotoba shouldn't have stuck his nose in. Very well. The court hereby recognizes the defendant's desire to advocate for himself in today's trial. Ochi. Well. Does his accused admit defeat already? Renouncing his own counsel?
Objection!
Kazuma, make no mistake, counsel. This merely shows that the defendant's innocence is so apparent, he's confident it can speak for himself. Kazuma, isn't that so, Naruhodo-san? Ryunosuke, Oh, yeah, exactly. Exactly what I wasn't thinking. I'm not confident at all. In fact, my mind's a complete blank. Kazuma, I realize you're in charge now, but still, try not to look so bewildered. Oshi, Well, for a mere university student to be brought before the Supreme Court. You must have perpetrated the most heinous crime indeed. Judge, as you are no doubt aware, this is the Supreme Court of Judicature of Japan. Accordingly, the very highest standard of conduct are expected of all present. Do I make myself clear, Defendant Naruhodo? Naruhodo, yes, Your Excellency. Judge, this is therefore my duty to assess your competence for the task you have undertaken. And that's where we're gonna actually go to the load and go back from there and actually do the other thing, the answer I do. Kazuma, Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed. As I'm standing here beside the defendant, yes! I hope it's clear so far the same thing's happening, so we're gonna skip. I'm gonna try the autoplay Okay, you can see the autoplay with the auto at the top right. And it's already been 30 minutes from what I see, so we're probably gonna start very soon. I just want to see the tutorial. Obviously Naruhodo act exactly like Phoenix Wright because he's supposed to be his great. I assume he's supposed to be like his great grandfather or something like that. Anyway. Alright. We should be very soon to the place. Okay. Ryunosuke, my competence? What does that mean? Kazuma is questioning your ability to do the job. Ryunosuke, well, he can be questioning it more than I am. Judge, so let's start with the very simplest of questions. Ryunosuke, yes! Judge, kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case. Ryunosuke, well, that's easy enough. I've heard his name more times than I'd care to remember. But... wait. I'm so nervous. I can't even remember that. What was it again? Kazuma, Ryunosuke. Let me guess. Your mind's gone blank. Ryunosuke. You know me so well. Kazuma. All the all the relevant information for this case can be found in the court record. Ryunosuke. But I can't even find that. Kazuma. It's simple. You can access the court records with the press of RB. Okay. If you ever find you've forgotten something, just consult that. It's all in there. Ryunosuke. I just have to press RB for the court record? Alright, there's no time to lose. RB. Kazuma. This is the list of evidence you collected. Now try switching to people instead with RB. Kazuma. You'll find details about the victim in here. When you're done, just press B to go back. So we have Kazuma Asogi, Yujin Mikotoba, Taketsushi Ochi, and John H. Wilson, a visiting professor of medicine from the British Empire, John H. Wilson. Alright. Kazuma. So remember, everything to do with the current case can be found in the court record. Now, you better not keep His Excellency waiting any longer. Go on. Find the victim in the people section of the court record, then press Y to present. Try it now. Okay, we're gonna press Y on John H. Wilson. Victim. The victim, Ryunosuke. The victim's, oh my goodness, Ryunosuke. The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson. Ochi. Well, at least you can remember the name of an esteemed member of your own university. Kazuma, Dr. Wilson was visiting professor from England, invited to Yuma University 3 years ago. Judge, indeed, which is the reason why this case has such profound implications. The British Empire is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally, and as most of you will be aware, we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiation. Kasuma, there can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation. Ochi, and yet, despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been spilled on the soil, on our soil. You two are both undergraduates at the Imperial Yuma University, are you not? Murdering a professor from the very institution that provides you education. Have you no honor? Yes, okay. But I didn't do it. Judge, this case is coming under great scrutiny from our allies on the other side of the world. The court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution to this matter. In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting England's policymakers. And you're a convenient and expendable scapegoat to blame for the crime. Ryunosuke, so that's why this trial has these unusual peculiarities, is it? Kazuma, exactly. Our governments need to convict someone as quickly as possible. All because the victim was an Englishman. Ryunosuke, yes, Dr. Wilson was an Englishman. But nationalities and treaties won't make any difference for me here. The fact is, I was there at the scene of a crime. Okay, Kazuma. Oh dear, look at the time, I'd better be going. Ryunosuke. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'd stay and enjoy this place a little longer. Kazuma, good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow then, partner. Ryunosuke. The British Empire. Wow, it's incredible to think. Wait. I've seen that man at university. I'm sure he's a visiting professor from Great Britain. I don't know his name, but still, I should go and say hello. Ryunosuke. So I went over to the professor's table and introduced myself to Dr. Wilson. Now then, Judge, now then, let me pose my next question to you, Defendant Naruhodo. Ryunosuke. Yes, Your Excellency. Judge, how did this professor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? State before the court the cause of death. Ryunosuke. The cause of death, well, obviously that was, Kazuma. Ryunosuke. Remember that in court, every assertion must be backed up by evidence. Ryunosuke. By evidence? But how? Kazuma. Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death and select present. Do it now. Okay, with the post-mortem report, and let's see what it says on the post-mortem report. Death occurred a little after 2 p.m. and was caused by loss of blood from a gunshot. Loss of blood from a gunshot to the chest. The bullet did not pass through the victim's body. And if you click on this, you can see victim John H. Wilson, male, British. Time of death the 19th of November, shortly after 2 p.m. Cause of death, single bullet fired at close range. Fatal hemorrhage from pectoral ballistic trauma, no exit wound. Bullet did not pass through the body. And we're gonna present that. To present, you press Y. Ryunosuke. Well, according to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death due to gunshot trauma. Actually, learn to read, you imbecile. That's the post-mortem report, I take it? Sorry, yes, that's right, the post-mortem report. In the West, a doctor dissects corpses. In the West, a doctor dissects corpses to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. But here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body, then draws conclusions that way. Ryunosuke. Oh, I see. As long as I'm not going to be tested on any of this later. Ochi. This is a so-called photographic print of the scene of a crime. You can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet hole produced by the powder explosion. In other words, we should assume that the victim was shot at close range. Judge, thank you, counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into the record. Photograph of victim. The photographic print of the victim had been entered into the courtroom of the court record. Ryunosuke. So that's a photographic print. Well, that's something I've never seen before. And you can go back here and actually look at it in detail. Oh. We also have a zoom. It could be just a stand from the stake, but anyway. I assume eventually we're gonna have to use that to actually prove some points, but anyway. You can remove the magnifying glass if you want to. Alright, that's where we're gonna stop for, because it's been a little bit of a long time that we were doing this. Alright, thank you so much for watching Tasu Show. I hope that watching the beginning of the Great Ace Attorney that we expected for so long being translated is exciting for you. It is for me, and I'm probably gonna play this game and try to finish both from the Chronicles edition. Once again, thank you so much everyone, and don't forget to touch the show. Bye bye.